Hey Bobcats, Miss Kelly here. We're going to go over some test corrections. You need to pull out some notebook paper. You need to get on Canvas, look up the ones you got wrong. Okay, you can go check that. And then notebook paper, and you're going to write test corrections for equations and inequalities at the top with your name and your period number, either for me or Miss Lecky or Miss Colvin. Okay. So also the numbers are out of order. So my number 1 may be your number 14, right? And then the answer choices are also going to be out of order. So you have to pay attention. Okay, so 17 more than the product of a number and -3 is less than, okay, -29. So -29, I know whatever is going to be over here is less than -29. And I know that it's going to be 17 more than the product of a number and -3. All right, so that answer is there. And we're just going to keep moving along. Pause as you need to. 14 subtracted from the quotient of a number and 3 is -26. So 14 subtracted from the quotient of a number and 3. So that would be your second option. We're going to solve for x. And remember, if I write it, you write it. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's multiply everything by 10. No, let's not do 10. My apologies. Let's do 20. Why 20, Miss Kelly? Because I know that 4 and 10 are both multiples of 20. So I'm going to say, well, and you're using your calculator. You're saying 20 times -5/4, okay? And you're going to get -25. Check me, please. And then we'll do it over here. So that would be 20x, because it goes here too, right? And here. But you're using your calculator. 20 times x, 20x. 20 times -7/10. You should get -14. Okay, from here, I'm going to add 14, add 14. I'm going to get -11. And then I'm going to divide by 20. Okay, so x equals -11/20. You pause as you need to so you can copy the work. All right, so here we're going to multiply by -3 on both sides because that would be the inverse. So my answer is -18. All right, here we've got 5a plus 4 equals -11. We're going to minus 4. -15 equals 5a. Now we're going to divide both sides by 5. And we're going to get a is equal to -3. All right, the balance of Tori's credit card is $784. Okay. Ooh, and it's, I'm paying attention to my answer choices. I realize that it's not going to be an equal to. How much money should she send for her next payment if she wishes to be at a maximum of $575? Okay, so what I'm going to do, now that I've read it, $575, she doesn't want it to be, it's going to be a maximum, right? So she doesn't want it to be greater than, correct? Okay, so we know that we've got this amount, right? So we're going to have to take something off, right, for it to become lower. There we are. Moving right along. to save at least $500 to purchase a new cell phone. So far, he's saved $175. If he hopes to save 2/5 of his next paycheck, how much money must he make in his paycheck? Right? So I know this phone is $500. Okay, so can he save more than that? Absolutely. So now look, they're actually wanting me to solve it. So here I go, minus 175. All right, and now you're going to use your calculator, okay? And I did this in 2 steps in my classroom. I think Miss Lucky might as well, where you multiply by 5 and then divide by 2. But we've talked recently that you can do it all in 1 step, right? And just get your x. So that's what we'll do over here. We're going to multiply by 5 over 2. Okay, so I'm going to say in my calculator, 325 times 5 over 2. And I'm getting 812.50. All right, the next one, and remember, you can pause and move back if you needed that. All right, so 4/5 plus W plus 13 equals 25. All right, minus 13, 12, right? So 4/5 W equals 12. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply, right, all at one time. So over here I'm saying 12 times 5 over 4. And I'm getting 15. Okay? Moving right along. Sorry my handwriting is so messy. It's actually really hard to do it on this Word document. Okay, x over 3 plus 17. So we'll say minus 17 and get negative 2. And then we're going to multiply by 3. So x is less than or equal to, ooh, I wrote negative 3, but really it's negative 6. All right, so that top choice. Okay. You can also be menu through 1 on the, you can do menu through 1 on the calculator, okay, but you can't do it with inequalities. Minus 6r. Okay, so we're going to say plus 6r. We're going to get 5r plus 9. And then we're going to say minus 9. That's going to give us negative 20. And then at the very end, we're going to divide by 5. And we're going to get negative 4. Okay, oops, I was just going back and checking my work. All right, negative 4 is correct, and we'll just keep going. For this one, with this big, long equation, end solve is probably the fastest bet, but I'm going to go ahead and show you those steps. Okay, so we're going to multiply this out. 2/3 times 3a is going to be 2a. 2/3 times negative 15 is going to be negative 10, and then that's 8a minus 60. So remember, we're distributing, okay? Now we're going to say minus 2a minus 2a. We're going to get 6a minus 60 all equals negative 10. And then we're going to say plus 60 plus 60. We get, whoopsie, 50 equals 6a. And then we'll divide 50 divided by 6. And I'm getting 8.3. I've done something goofy. All right, so 2/3 times 3a, that's definitely 2a. It's definitely negative 10. And then 15 times 4 is definitely 60. Let me make sure I wrote everything down right. That's supposed to be a plus sign. So let's go back and see when I wrote down my work. It's so easy to go back and find my mistake. All right, so negative 70 equals 6a. Okay, still wrong. What have I done wrong? Let's see here. 2a. You're supposed to be getting negative 5. So if you insolve it, that is what you should get. But this is bothering me. I've got to know what I've done wrong. That's 2a. And then let me just check 2 thirds. Times 15. That's 10. 8a. That's not supposed to be a 15. Same mistake. Okay. All right. That is supposed to be a 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. Here we go. I found it. Grit. Okay. So minus 20. Here we go. Is negative 30. And now when we divide by 5 or 6, we will get negative 5. Thanks for staying with me on that one. Almost done, y'all. Mark borrowed $125 from his dad to pay some bills. If he already paid back $30, how much does he still owe? Okay, so we know that $125 is what he completely owes. So he paid some amount, but he already paid $30. Okay, so a plus 30 equals 125. Yep, that's it. Okay, solve for x. Okay, so minus 6x minus 6x. That's going to be 7x, negative 19 minus 5. We'll add 5. I think I made another mistake. Nope, I didn't. Good. Woo-hoo. And then we're going to divide by 2 on both sides. Negative 2. All right. The difference of a number and 8 is no more than 13. So the difference between a number and 8 is no more than 13. It should be that last one. Right? The sum of twice a number and 15 is 9. Okay. 23 minus 4n. Alright, so we'll say minus 23 minus 23. And so that should be negative 4. And then remember, when we divide by a negative, we have to flip the sign. So we're dividing, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it. So that should be n is greater than a positive 1. Okay, so we're going to say plus 17, right? So that's going to give me negative 2 over k over 5. And then I'll say times 5, and I'll get negative 10. Okay, so here we'll distribute, right? And that was supposed to go there. So negative 8c plus 44 equals negative 28. So minus 44. 2, 6, 7. And then when we divide by 8, we will get a positive 9. All right, gonna finish. Okay, so that's a -1 right there. So, okay. -1 times 3v is a -3v. -1 times a -1 is a +1. And then we'll say, well, that is 45. Holy moly, I'm rushing. So I'm being messy. And that's a -5v. So we'll say plus 5v. Sorry, guys. It's a bell. 45. And that was 2v. And what I should do now is combine those. So 2v plus 11 equals 45. And I'll say -11 minus 11. And that gives me, we'll say over here, right? That should be 4. 34 is equal to 2v. Divide by 2 on both sides, and we should get 17. Sorry, it's messy. All right, and the very last one. 8 hot dogs at a baseball park cost $28. So 8 times the number of hot dogs equals 28. All right. Bye, Bobcats.